Well, I'm no pastor's wife, but growing up in the church, one of the things I really admired, whether I understood the principles or not, I really admired the pastor's wife's ability to just have her man's back no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Wow.
Even when or if he's going to go up there and say something foolish, she is still
right
amen.
there. Yeah.
Amen. Yes, sir. You're right. That's my man. And I'm like, I love that reliability. I love that honor. It takes the marriage vows to an actual life practice. And so I just try to go back in my mind, and it's like, no matter what's happening in the real world, my husband is my partner. He's my backbone, and I'm his. And so I remember, and even being a wife, I almost try and take that with me. It's like, no matter what's happening, I love this person no matter what, and we're gonna figure this out, whatever's happening. And we've proven that to each other time and time again. So it was hard to be Christina, because I am not currently dying of cancer. But trying to be that physically weak, but also morally strong for my man and for my family. You know, when my sister would come to visit, going into that joking rapport with her is like, that's my way of being strong, even though I clearly can't even hold myself up. So
there's definitely a sense of privacy and secrecy that exists in that pastor, husband, wife balance. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's definitely a vault. It's definitely a vault. I remember seeing, you would see stuff happen maybe in the paper or, in the community, but when it came to their public perception, it was as if they expected whatever was going on to happen, and they were ready to face it.
Like one face
together.
And and I really admire that.
Yeah, so one face. I like that.
You don't see enough of that nowadays.
Yeah. I like that. One face. They were always one face. That's cool.
Well, it's not something that I take lightly, because even though they're fictitious people, it's somebody's story. It resonates to someone. And it's always a challenge to tap into that and make sure that you're doing it right. You're telling the story right. You're representing this character the right way. It's something that I don't take lightly, and I think it really is an art. It's a craft, and it's always challenging. I'm super hard on myself. So to be able to do that, it takes a lot out of you. So just finding ways to really relate to the characters and make sure that you're being true to them.
More funny stuff. Just me.
It's who you are.
I'm not very serious, man. I try to be serious. So, unlike most things, in most roles, you kind of prepare looking at different people who play roles. Other police officers, other detectives, blah blah. Bring the script to life for me. What was the most challenging thing was really the mechanics of it all. So, flashing your badge, pulling your gun from a holster.
Okay.
Putting handcuffs on someone. That's actually was more challenging for me than really committing to the role itself. I know it sounds but the mechanics of it was. I don't pull out a gun every day.
And that's
so I don't want to look. You don't want to look ridiculous when you're fumbling trying to pull out a gun, telling somebody to freeze.
Right.
So really the mechanics, even just driving up in your car, things that you don't really think about that needs to be a part of the role that makes it look genuine. And so that was more of my challenge, is trying to make the mechanics of it all look more genuine than not.
Yes. My funny yet very truthful response to that is Detective Michelle is a trained detective that is very athletic, I would assume. Me, not so much. So I remember reading the script for the first time, and originally there was like a wild chase scene.
Yes.
With hopping fences.
That's what. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you chose to cast me for some reason, and I remember calling you, and I was like, there's no way. And you were like, are you running every day? Like, are you getting prepared? And I was like, I'm eating Cheetos every day. I don't know how to. So yeah, I think the comical but truthful answer is that is not me at all. But I think on the flip side of that, I think her and I share a lot of characteristics. So
like what?
that
How do you identify?
I think I would say her morality on a lot of the stuff that happened in the film, specifically with Pastor Thomas, knowing, hey, what you're doing is wrong, it's affecting other people. But on the same line of that, she has a lot of empathy for this situation, and I think I ride that often in my life, knowing, hey, you know, by the book, what you're doing is a mess, but I see where you're coming from. And not just with Pastor Thomas, I think also with Detective Scott, like knowing he's a little bit of a hothead, but she probably personally knows his family and knows that story. So there's a lot that kind of rides in the middle there. And I think that it was easy for me to get into that mindset because I think that way, trying to see as many versions of the truth of what's going on at one time. So I think that part was easy. Detective side, way more of a challenge.